Welcome to the Toronto Livings Podcast, a conversation about all things Toronto with a focus on real estate, the culture, and of course, the food.
I'm Mark Savell.
And I'm Joey Virgilio.
And we're realtors with Sage Real Estate working together as a Toronto Livings team with a focus on helping you buy better, sell higher, and of course, having a little bit of fun along the way. Hello, Joey.
Hello, Mark.
Welcome to episode 16.
Welcome to episode 16.
Our first take.
Yeah.
With no issues.
Absolutely clean as a whistle.
This is not our third attempt at all. Loyal listeners, please believe us. How you been?
I've been good.
How was your week?
Week was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you get up to?
What happened this week? Well, I ate some good food. I can say that.
Yeah, let's start there. Where'd you go? What'd you eat?
All right. Well, we're gonna start with the breakfast of champions.
Tell us about that, please.
All right. So,
because you sent me a picture.
I did. I sent you a picture.
Yeah.
And listen, if you're looking to just overindulge like you couldn't believe on a gourmet breakfast,
yeah,
you need to go to Mars Diner.
Absolutely. Yonge and Eglinton,
just north of Eglinton.
Tell the people what you had, because this thing was impressive.
Okay, so I've made mention of this before. It is the Mars Grand Slam. Okay?
Yeah.
The Mars Grand Slam with a couple additions that are extremely important.
The Joey edition.
Grand Slam.
The Joey Bats. The Joey Bats Grand Slam. Yeah. All right, I like it. So standard is
you get a couple pieces of bacon.
Okay.
A couple pieces of sausage.
Okay.
Home fries.
Yep.
Pancake on the side.
Okay.
And am I missing something?
Bacon, eggs. Bread.
Oh, and the eggs itself.
Yeah.
And then the bread. Yeah. But here's the issue is they only give you 2 eggs.
Takes a little bit more to power Joey than 2 eggs.
Yeah, like 2 eggs is not enough.
Yeah.
You need to add 2 extra eggs to it.
Okay.
Okay. And then because you have 2 extra eggs, you need the extra toast. It's very important.
Okay.
So you have 2 extra eggs and an extra order of toast.
Yep.
But here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the best part of it.
Yeah.
is you have to get there's another meal you can get. Okay. And it's a pea-meal sandwich.
Okay.
On the side.
Yeah.
And you add an egg to the pea-meal sandwich.
Oh my goodness.
And then you have yourself a good breakfast. Now they made a mistake and they added 2 eggs on my pea-meal sandwich. So
talk about value.
So total, it was 6 eggs.
6 eggs consumed. Okay.
Pea-meal bacon.
Half a pig.
Enough
bread to feed a small village.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was not feeling great afterwards.
Okay. Makes sense.
I felt amazing during it.
And how many pancakes? Just so the people at home.
Just 1 pancake.
That was a pancake. That was a stack. That was not 1 pancake, Joey.
It was a single pancake.
Really?
It's only 1 pancake.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was thick.
Well, it was a big pancake.
Big pancake. Okay. Well, what looked to me like 3 pancakes is apparently 1. All right. So Yonge and Eglinton, if you want to completely clog your arteries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go to
Mars.
Go to Mars.
Go to Mars Diner. I'm telling you won't regret it.
Because it's out of this world.
Why isn't that their slogan?
See what I did there? I'm just full of them tonight. This is why we had to do 3 takes. Because now all the comedic gold is just coming out. Yeah.
Okay, tell me about food. Well, let's start with the food. What did you do?
I pulled my wisdom teeth out. So there wasn't a lot of food this week for old fatty.
Yeah, so how did the wisdom teeth go?
Extraction go?
Yeah, the extraction.
The whole process took a total of 10 minutes.
I can't believe how quick that was.
It was 10 minutes. I was not put out. I was numbed in the mouth.
Yeah.
But not like knocked out.
Yeah.
My teeth are huge.
They're enormous.
Yeah.
The Ziploc bag, I swear to God, almost didn't close because of how big they were.
I sent Joey a picture of my teeth.
I got a picture of it. And not only that, we were texting just before you went in and when you got out. And I was like, what? You're done?
Yeah. And so the whole procedure took 20 minutes and 10 was us talking about life.
Yeah.
10 was the actual work. Honestly, it was a breeze.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
They were enormous wisdom teeth.
I have a lot of wisdom. Well, had. I guess it's gone now.
They're gone now.
No stitches either, which is kind of weird because I've got holes in my mouth.
Yeah. Does it feel weird?
Oh, Yeah, it does. It does. Something's missing, that gentle hug of my back molars on my teeth. But you know what? My tongue kept getting cut against the back teeth.
Oh,
That was part of the reason why I'm like, just pull these things out. And I got one done 5 years ago, another one done last summer. And then these two, they're like, oh, they're there. Do you want to take them out? I'm like, oh, just be done with them. Let's go. Why do we keep,
one at a time.
Yeah, let's just yank them. And like 10 minutes later, I'm like, I should have done this 4 years ago. It was breeze. So I didn't eat much. I had a lot of soup.
Yeah, soup, ice cream. Cream?
No ice cream.
No ice cream.
Nope.
Right?
Acid reflux. Trying to delay the dairy. Naturopath has me on like 17 different supplements. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. No coffee. I didn't have espresso. I haven't had a coffee in 4 days.
Wow.
I know.
Good for you.
No, it's terrible.
I was going to say, do you feel different? Do you just feel tired?
Not tired, but I am missing the like jacked up.
The buzz.
Yeah, I haven't been tired, but I'm missing that like sporadic tornado. Sometimes I'm like, I got a million ideas, Joey, let's go. I miss that. It's gone. But we did more than eat. We did some rentals last week.
Yeah, we did.
It was a nice shift.
We did, yeah.
What'd you have?
So first off, I will say the rental market is on fire.
Yeah.
Like on fire.
Yep.
I had the Pantages.
Right. Off air, we corrected it, the Pantages.
For
those of you who are into fine arts.
Yes.
The Pantages.
The Pantages. We had 210 Victoria. We had a listing go up. It was a 1-bedroom. Within 24 hours, I had 4 offers on the table.
Hey, I actually thought of a little rumor. We'll get back to your story in a second. I think Drake once lived there. The Pantages.
Really?
Yeah, it's a rumor.
Okay.
But also
I'm going to put that on the listing sheet.
The best you've ever had. Drake Towers. Hotline bling.
Started at the bottom. Now we're on the 31st floor.
So I want to get a good one here. I want to get a good zinger. Right. You leased that quicker than I got nothing. Okay.
Where's that coffee when you need it?
Yeah. Shucks. Well, you leased it really quick.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, it was extremely quick and lots of traction. Offers were also very aggressive.
Yeah.
So
how many did you get offers?
So 4.
Wow.
Yeah. We had 4 come through and nice. It went quick. How about yourself? You had 1 rental come through.
Yeah. I put up 530 St. Clair. It's a hot building. We usually do quite well in it, but this was like exceptionally hot. And we even said like, let's try to push it a little bit than we think it's worth and just see what happens. Yep. And my indication was it might take a couple of weeks to rent it out. I put it up at 9. By 9:30, I had an agent through.
Yep.
And by the end of the day, we had an offer conditionally accepted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
it's moving quick out there.
It's tough.
It's moving quick.
It's great if you're a landlord. It's very tough if you're a tenant.
Yes. Yeah. If you're a tenant, the competition is fierce.
Yeah.
Coming up to this period, whenever I have conversations with tenants, I always say, if you can get in earlier, if you can figure out a way to move your life around where you're getting in before this August, September push, please do it. Or wait until if you have the opportunity to wait until afterwards. You'll be a lot better in terms of just people you're competing with. Yeah.
It's like probably the craziest I've ever seen it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the hottest I've seen.
Yeah. And like, yeah, I don't know what to say. Well, I will say this, the resale market's soft.
Yeah. The other side of the coin.
And of course, when I have 5 listings on the market, it gets really soft. But, it's the way she goes. It's all good. We've definitely seen a slowdown in the number of calls, in the number of visits, in the number of showings. We've seen a lot of price changes in the last 2 weeks. And I still strongly believe it's due to the White Lotus effect. Everyone's gone on vacation.
I'm with you.
And also probably more impactful, the Bank of Canada increasing rates again.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it was Daniel Foch. Do you follow him?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't, but he was like, he did the DJ Khaled, another one.
Yeah, that meme went huge.
Oh, yeah. So viral. He's a good stats guy.
Yeah.
I don't like stats, so I'm sure he's a good guy. Just I can't really follow along with all this.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a lot of information.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm not designed for that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what we do have up is we still have 80 Carnation. That's a townhouse in New Toronto.
Yep.
666. It's a Drake reference. He's got some line about New Toronto, so I don't know what it is. But I know something about New Toronto. Anyways, 80 Carnation is a fantastic property. It's a 3-level place, beautiful terrace. They've designed it so well up there.
The neighborhood's so nice over there.
Yeah, so quiet and quaint. Yeah. So that's a good one. We're up at 875. I've got a back split semi, 4 bedrooms at Keele and Lawrence. That one is $999, just under $1 million.
Yep.
It's a ravine lot, and it is tranquil city down there.
Yeah, it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
You turn that corner and it's just immediate. I saw the ice cream truck pass by when I was there.
Yeah, it's very ice cream friendly.
I loved it.
I know. He's a good guy. He comes by here. It's the same guy. Yeah.
It's the same guy, yeah.
Same guy. I know my ice cream people. He's a good dude. I think his name is Wayne. He's a mortgage broker.
Oh, that's the one I met. Yeah.
Yeah, remember? Yeah. So backstory, me and Joey were little kids and the ice cream truck came around. We ran outside and I'm like, look at this guy. He's got a mortgage broker on the side. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, I do mortgages. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was you. I felt so bad. I wasn't trying to make fun of him. I just thought but he said he gets a lot of business
through the ice cream truck.
Ice cream truck. Yeah. Goes to show you.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. You want to start an ice cream truck?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh gosh, so many ideas, so little time. We still got the penthouse up at Yonge and Eglinton, 39 Roehampton. We're now priced at $2,050,000. We've reduced, which is a long time coming, but the traction's picked up, and that's been actually a pretty active listing of mine. Yep. And then we just brought to market 99 Fox Bar.
That's right.
That's a sweet one. That's right at St. Clair and Avenue Road. And if you want the White Lotus lifestyle all year round, this unit's for you. There's right into the old Deer Park Church. So kind of like the front facade of the church, they kept as they were building the condo. Yep. And you look right into it, which is really cool because that's going to be an event space. And there's some rumors of a couple of restaurant tours opening up there.
Nice.
But yeah, it's going to be a really nice vibe. So we're priced at $599, which is quite affordable to be at Avenue in St. Clair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Do you have any listings coming up or out?
So there's none to speak of just yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll hold off on.
Yeah. I'm same conversation. Like if you have to come to market, we'll make it happen. But if you could wait, maybe wait a little bit.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
But then part of me is like, maybe don't wait because a lot of people are pulling the places off the market now. And whoever's looking is serious.
It's true. Yeah.
Which takes us back to, we know nothing. Like people in general, like everyone has all these theories. When's the best time? Just go do it.
Yeah. It's like, listen, life comes first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's really good advice. Like see where your life's at, what's important for you, and then act around that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, today's episode has nothing to do with any of that. We are going to take a deep dive into her worship. Miss Olivia Chow, the 66th mayor of the beautiful city of Toronto.
That's right.
And she's also 66 years old.
66 years old, 66 mayor.
Yeah. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, I can't even say it once.
I know. It's been a long day.
Also, we need to address the your worship.
Yeah.
Because this is a new thing that I didn't even know existed until I read it in the notes.
Yeah. I learned in preparing for the show that every mayor in a commonwealth is also referred to as his or her worship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her worship, Olivia Chow.
I think it's Olivia Chow, her worship.
Oh. Wikipedia got me again.
I don't know, man. I'm not good with that. Like, do you kiss the ring? Like, what do you do? Hello, your mayorship. It is a pleasure. I don't know. Anyhow, she's our mayor.
Yes, she is.
And she's our mayor because John Tory was sleeping with a staffer.
It's unfortunate.
It really is. Like, and the backstory of John Tory, maybe we'll do it on him one day if he comes back into the political limelight. He tried like 3 or 4 times to become mayor. And lost.
Yeah.
And finally he gets it.
And
loses it over an affair.
So involved.
Oh, gentlemen. Keep it in your pants. Like the old adage says, keep it in your pants. Especially when you're married.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good call. And
and when you're running like the biggest city in Canada.
I was going to say,
so much at stake.
So much in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Just hang tight for a minute.
That's politics, right? So what we want to do is maybe take a deep dive into who Olivia Chow is or was and kind of what her plans are according to her campaign for Toronto.
Yeah.
I voted this year.
You did?
I did. Did you?
I was supposed to.
You're busy, right?
Busy guy.
Yeah, busy guy. I know how it is, man. Just no time for that stuff. I just did it because I didn't want my wife nagging me.
Yeah, that's a good call. And I was saying before, it's funny because we both said the opposite of what ended up happening.
Yeah, I wasn't going to vote. I'm like, all these guys aren't really impressing me. And,
That's exactly,
Wow.
And I was like, no, I'm going to vote.
Yeah. Who would you have voted for, if you don't mind sharing?
To be honest with you, I didn't like any of them too much.
Same.
I watched the debate that happened and I was just like, none of this is ringing.
Going to fix these major problems we have in the city.
Yeah. Which is probably a reason why I didn't end up actually at the voting poll. Yeah.
I respect that. Yeah. I've never been the type to like if you don't vote, you don't have a say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. People are always going to complain. What do you mean? I'm going to complain regardless of who I voted for. Even if the person I won voted, I'm still complaining.
Yeah.
That's what we do. That's what politics is there for, complaining. Come on, guys. So you have your worship, you can complain all you want.
Yeah, exactly.
No stress on that. I'm comfortable saying it. I voted for Anna Bylaw.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure if I was going to pick her all along, but the more I heard her speak, I felt like, she obviously she impressed me the most, but I don't think she was the full package, but enough to carry the city for the next 3.5 years. Because this is a by-election. So whoever wins doesn't get the full 4 years.
Yeah. Something I actually just learned recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I'm a wealth of knowledge.
You are Wikipedia.
Yeah. It's
when people Google on Wikipedia, they're just texting Mark.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like that. Let me tell you. Why are we on this crazy tangent about me being Wikipedia?
We're talking about the by-election, the fact that they're not running a full term.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Olivia Chow won. She was elected the 66th mayor of Toronto. It's the wisdom teeth. I'm learning to work this tongue with this new mouth setup over here, so bear with me. And she's really a lifelong politician.
Yeah.
I don't say that in a bad way. She's literally been in politics for, I think, close to 40 years, maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was one of the big, that's one of the big selling features on her is that she's got the history in there. She's got the relationships in there.
Yeah. And I've never been very much aligned with NDP values. I don't want to say values, but like political talking points is probably the better thing. I am aligned with some NDP values. I believe people should have shelter as a right and a few of the things they say, but where they fall short is sometimes I think it's a little bit pie in the sky, not really achievable, just like a really big headline to get your vote, and then nothing really happens.
Right.
Not saying this is going to happen with Olivia.
Yeah.
We're going in with a open mind and hoping for the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Preparing for the worst, but hoping for the best. And I just want to kind of take a deep dive because there's been so much shit talking about her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, she's a woman. She's a immigrant. She's a woman of color. She's a visible minority. Yep. She's all these things. And, I think a lot of the bias and criticism she's gotten was how she speaks and her accent and stuff like that. And it's like, come on.
Those are those aren't real things to complain about.
Exactly. Yeah. Look past that. And that's what I kind of want to do with this podcast with this episode is look a little bit past it because I don't fully agree with all of her campaign promises. Yeah. But let's take a look at them and let's talk about them and let's bring them to light. And maybe we'll do a recap in 3.5 years and see how many she was actually able to even get through the finish line.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to dig into kind of her past? And I'll
we can do that.
Yeah. So Joey, when was she born?
She was born on March 24th in 1957.
Oh, that would make her how old?
66 year.
You mathematician, you.
66 years. And may I say the 66th mayor.
Far better than I could say it. Would you happen to know where Miss Olivia Chow was born?
Oh, I do actually.
Oh, do you now? Where was that?
She was born in Hong Kong in Happy Valley.
Fun fact about Happy Valley. My in-laws lived in Happy Valley. Yeah. Legitimately. It's apparently a wonderful place, very happy.
Yes.
And there's lots of horse racing tracks.
Yeah.
So I will one day go to Happy Valley.
For some horse racing.
Do you like betting on horses?
I haven't done it.
Oh.
But that was supposed to be my first gambling experience.
I'm taking you to the Queen's Plate this year.
Done and done.
Do you have a cowboy hat?
Of course I do.
Giddy up. We're going to the Queen's Plate. I think it's next week, but if it's not, I'm taking you there. It may have already happened. But I promise you, I will take you there. It's fun.
Yeah, no, I'd be game to do that. Yeah.
They've got, the horses have stupid names. You pick the dumbest name and hope it wins.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's so easy.
Right up my alley.
Actually, dude, not bad there. I've won, usually for all the Queen's Plates, I bet on the big race and I don't win.
Okay, but you're a shot caller specifically.
I am a shot caller.
So you're taking I'm taking your word. One time one time Mark had mentioned to me random lottery numbers.
Oh yeah,
and I immediately bought those lottery numbers.
And you didn't even get a free ticket.
Not even a little bit.
Well, I can't always be right, as they say. But back to Miss Chow.
Yeah.
So sorry, I interrupted your deep flow of information.
Oh yes.
Do you know when she immigrated to Toronto?
She immigrated in 1970 at 13 years old.
Okay, great. You answered my question. I was going to ask you how old do you think she was? Now, do you know where Olivia and her family settled first?
She did. She started I do, sorry.
Okay.
She settled in the annex first.
And then where did she go from
then she moved to St. Jamestown.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. Before entering politics. She studied at the Fine Arts of Ontario College of Art.
Okay.
She's got a BA in Fine Arts, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. Which kind of ties into where she's at in politics, I would say.
Yeah. She's a pretty creative, out the box thinker, I would say. And like her ideas are not, how do I put it? They are more creative, I guess is the positive way to put it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then there's a fun fact about after graduation.
There is.
Yeah. She owned a sculpture studio. I'll jump in on that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I read about that. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's, you kind of want to hear what the politicians did before they were politics. And like, that's pretty cool. You were a sculptor in a studio.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that point.
It's okay. Yeah. That's what I'm here for. Pick you up when we fall down. All right. I'll maybe get into the political career a little bit.
Yeah.
So 1985, she's elected school board trustee. 91, she wins her race in the municipal election.
That's right.
And she holds that spot until Y2K.
Yes.
Do you remember that? How old were you then?
Y2K?
Yeah.
How old would I have been? Yeah, I'd have been
really?
9.
9?
9?
I feel like I was like 13. Or how old are we apart? I'm 38. 37. You're 31. 6 years. Math doesn't add up.
No, it doesn't.
One of us is really wrong. I remember that was weird.
I was 91. I was literally when she won that election.
You were born.
I was born.
How the stars align.
Yeah.
She becomes a politician and you become born.
That's right.
I like that. All right. Just making connections all over this podcast. And if you haven't guessed by now, we're trying to take a really light approach at this. This isn't like some really deep dive into.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if we get some points wrong, it's all from Wikipedia. Yeah. We're just trying to educate the listener to learn a little bit more about Olivia Chow.
That's right.
With as little effort as possible. And that's not true. I put quite a bit of work into this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This is some really long notes. Anyhowsy, she ran until year 2000, and then she tried to go for a federal a few times, didn't win. Very resilient, came back 2004, won it on the federal level, and she kept that until 2014, where she entered back into city politics.
Right.
And she went up against Mr. Rob Fordo.
Yes.
Remember that guy?
Rob Fordo.
Mr. Rob Fordo. There's like so much,
lots of conversation happening there.
What a wild time to be alive.
Yeah, that was news headlines all over the place. Yeah.
I made a bet that there was a crack video with one of my friends.
You wait, before it happened?
No, like when there was the allegations.
And gotcha.
I had no doubt in my mind that a video existed. No doubt in my mind. And that little guy has not paid me back yet. And I remind him every time he owes me a bottle because I knew that there was a crack video out there. I digress. So she went up against Rob Ford and lost to John Tory in the 2014 election. Yep. And for the last 3 terms, it's been Tory world, John Tory City. And I don't know how you feel, but like, it's not better than it was before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know. Traffic's worse. Poverty's at an all-time high. It
feels
like
city feels like it's definitely
unsafe. Yeah.
There's some problems that are feel like they're on the uprise.
Speaking of uprise, I was watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original cartoon, when I pulled my wisdom teeth. That was my treat. I'm like, if I can't talk, I'll watch the Ninja Turtles. And it starts off talking about how the city's so dangerous and unsafe. And I'm like, Toronto? It was New York. But I swear to God, I'm like, are they in Toronto? This sounds exactly what we're going through. So all we need is 4 turtles in a half shell.
They were making our city safe again, man.
But like, I got to like 2nd season. Man, there's some wild plot twists. So much doesn't make sense in the Ninja Turtles. It's like so much. And as a kid, I never saw these like plot holes where I was like,
the amount of things that go over your head.
Right over.
Yeah.
Like Crane is from an alternate universe, man.
Oh.
Destination
There's
X.
a lot I don't remember about this.
Same. Yeah. When I watched it, like vaguely it was all coming back to me.
Yeah.
So, we should stop digressing here. Talking about Olivia Chow, not the Ninja Turtles. Anyhow, she threw her name into that. And do you want to add something to Ninja Turtles?
No, that's good. I'm good.
Yeah, we said Rising. It reminded me of like the Mutant Rising. I don't know. Some Rising with Ninja Turtles.
How you got onto that chain.
Hey, the wisdom teeth are pulled.
That's it.
It's all gone. We literally are the giggly guys. Forget the giggly squad. We're the giggly guys. Yeah, like I wish there was some AI technology to how many times we're just giggling on this podcast.
We just start a counter.
A giggly counter.
Let's get a counter here.
We get a little bit more funding for the show. We're going to start a giggler counter. Anyhow, she entered her name in the race for 2023 election, the by-election, and she was the front runner all along, I think.
Yeah,
no one really came close to her. She had such a commanding lead.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and then on election night, it looked like potentially Anna Bailau took the lead. And like she might win. Yeah. I was so excited. I'm like, oh, my candidate. Yeah, it didn't happen. No, she got crushed. Yeah. Olivia Chow won by a large margin, which speaks volumes. I think people want change.
Yeah.
And I'm not against that. You know, the last NDP mayor we had was I was going to say John Mayer. David Miller. Where did I get John Mayer from?
Sick with that.
Oh, our body would be Wonderland. The city would be Wonderland. Oh, imagine. I'm not even going to go there. David Miller, last NDP mayor, did some good, did some bad. He brought in Toronto FC, BMO Field, but also the land transfer tax, licensing fees, garbage strike. There was a lot of issues with Mr. Miller. Yeah. Not like, you know what I'm trying to say? Well, then there's the whole St. Clair subway, streetcar debacle. There's a whole other topic. But the point is he did bring change.
Yeah.
Good or bad, the city changed. And that's the only sliver of hope I have for Olivia.
Yeah.
That I might not agree with most of what she has to say, but I am open to change.
Yeah.
And that might impact my life and the lives of real estate investors and other things. But, you know, let's wait and see what happens. I'm not completely, you know.
Against.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, you know what? I will say, and we were speaking a little bit about this beforehand. A lot of her policies. Sorry,
that's okay.
Of what she's aiming for are, you'll see soon. They're very catered around renters.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I think it's when renters might need it the most. There's a lot of. It's a tough world out there if you're a renter.
It is. The only thing that I'm not too sure about is if all these changes, which we're about to get into, that she's proposing.
Yeah.
Will affect mom and pop investors.
Yep.
Or if they're solely for the big rental buildings.
No, you're absolutely right.
And it just wasn't clear. So what we did was we spent countless hours summarizing her campaign summary.
Yeah.
So we just took her campaign summary and basically picked out the points that we think are probably the most pivotal to real estate and kind of life and living in the city. Yep. And I also at the end want to touch base on one thing she did not talk about, which I think is like extremely important.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Sorry. Do you want to jump in?
No. I know what you were.
Oh, you know what I'm getting at. Yeah. Because that's all I ever complain about: politics and that topic.
Yeah.
So most of her campaign is geared around helping renters.
Yes.
And we're on board with that.
Yep.
We're not anti-renters by any stretch. Like, look, as I said from the get-go, housing is a right.
Yeah.
People do deserve a place to live. However, landlords also need rights. And I feel like the scales are very imbalanced at the moment.
Yeah.
And what people fail to see is the more imbalanced they are, the less likely the mom and pop investor is going to get into this. And therefore inventory could potentially shrink.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're going to be leaving it solely to these big towers or these not industrial. What's the word I'm looking for? Commercial.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. It's more, everything's getting confined into like corporate, just the big boys.
Yeah. Big boys, like a big corporate structure where it's like some company owns 75 condos in this building and they rent it. Like, I don't want to see it get to that. I think the mom and pops add big value, especially for affordability in the city. And we've worked with countless landlords who are like, we won't take the top price. We want the best person.
Yeah.
And if someone's story is compelling enough, we'll work with them.
Absolutely.
Whereas the corporates is like, do you check these three?
Does it check the boxes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which, can be problematic at times.
Yeah.
All right. So let's maybe get into it. So most of her platform is centered around affordable rental housing.
Yes.
It's very important we classify the two because I think a lot of time people hear affordable housing and they think they're going to get a detached 3-bedroom white picket fence for $500,000.
Yes, so that's a big, and affordable housing is one of those things that's it absolutely can be two different conversations.
Yeah,
because we are talking. She is specifically on the rental side.
Yeah, and most context is rental, but I think the perception is affordable housing. I would love this house for cheap.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
ever. No politician can deliver that in the city. Sorry, just the way it is. But one of the things she wants to do is establish a Toronto Renters Action Committee. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Short form TRAC.
Yeah.
I like it.
TRAC.
TRAC.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. And I started reading it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. So basically the whole point of this committee is to have different voices and those who are renters, those who are advocates, those who are creating the housing stock, the councillors and the mayor kind of coming together to come up with ideas for affordability.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I would like to add someone from the landlord side.
Yeah.
Because like you're kind of missing one whole part of the conversation.
Yeah. A pretty big part of the conversation.
Pretty big part.
Yeah.
And then this is where it kind of got me going here. So the big point of the committee is to work on anti-renoviction bylaws.
Right.
And so we currently do have some rules in place that if you evict a person for substantially renovating your unit, you do have to let them come back. Like there's a whole set of things around it, which I think is pretty fair.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're creating a committee because you don't think that's fair, well, how much more extreme do you want to get with it?
Right.
Like it ain't cheap to renovate even a 1-bedroom condo.
Yeah.
Like do a bathroom, you're at $20K.
Yeah.
Kitchen, 30, there's 50. Now I have to rent it back at old rents. Okay, I'm following the bylaws, but the landlords don't want to carry the brunt of it. We have to think of that side of it too.
Yeah, it's very true. And and then there's also the idea of like if that becomes more and more unattainable and less likely, then it's just living standards of that things are going to depreciate.
Yeah.
Or just deteriorate within the home, right?
Right.
Like these are good things. I mean, it's bad when you're the person who's
being evicted,
right? But you do have the laws that allow you to come back at the rent price that you were at.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Now this is the one part of this that really where I was like, oh, hang on a second here. Maybe I do need an espresso after reading this. The purpose of what they want to do, one of the big parts of it is they want a campaign to preserve affordability for rentings by urging the province to institute rent control for all rental units that's tied to the unit, not just the tenant.
Yeah.
That's a big mouthful.
Yeah.
I'm going to use an example to kind of explain what that is.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You own a condo. I'm your renter. I'm paying $1,000 a month. Now, you could only increase it by, let's say, 1.5%. I'm there for 5 years. You increase it every year. Fine. I'm paying you just rough numbers, $1,200 at the end of the 5 years.
Yep.
I leave. What this proposal is saying is you have to keep it at that $1,200.
That's it.
Even if market values are at $2,000.
Yeah.
That to me is scary business. It is not going to create more inventory. It's going to create less investors or landlords wanting to get into that type of game.
Yeah.
We should be able to adjust to whatever the market is at the moment. We live in a capitalistic society. Like it should not be mandated where rents have to stay at what they were before.
Yeah.
Because the prices keep going up for properties. Now we have the interest rates at incredibly high amounts.
Yeah.
If you couldn't adjust because your tenant moved out, you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's like one big piece of the equation that I really wish we would talk more about is, okay, landlords, you all think we have the upper hand. We're giving, in some cases, $1 million asset to somebody. They are paying us rent, don't get me wrong, but there's got to be some consideration to the risk that the landlord is also putting on the line here.
Absolutely.
And the viability. I'm not saying, allow someone to retire rich from having one rental property, just the viability to carry it.
Yeah.
Or have some type of balance.
Yeah. So I agree with you in a sense where that's an extreme version of rent control.
Yep.
And that's the tough part because I'll be honest with you. Do I agree that we need rent control back in Toronto?
Yep.
Yes, I do. No. I think if you're living in a spot, I don't think it's right that you can just move it up with the way that we know the city works. Mm-hmm. The adjustments in price, in rental price, when you're allowed to bring it up to market value and how fast that moves. I think it is, personally, I think that we should be under rent control. Mm-hmm. On new builds, because right now it's 2018. If something's built in November 2018 past, you're not under rent control. But to say that once somebody picks a price on that building and on that house, that's how now tied to the property. Yeah, that's a very extreme. It's so extreme.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that point as well. I don't know why this arbitrary 2018 law came out. Basically, any new build after that, you can increase it any amount you want every year.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
I agree. Yeah.
And it's really confusing because it's like that makes those units that much more attractive to buy into because there's no rent control.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that. I think there should be, maybe it shouldn't be 2.5% a year. Maybe it should be a little bit more like 5%.
Right.
But
not necessarily. I mean, we know how much 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, how much rent prices were. If somebody had, when COVID started and things dipped for the first time, you could have locked in a price at way too low, and that's it. That you're stuck with those little moving forward.
And it just seems, I don't think it's a realistic plan. I think it sounds flashy and nice. I don't think it will ever happen.
Right.
I pray to God it never happens. But that's part of her plan.
Yeah.
So you need to hear it, and you hear it here first.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't really discussed. I'd never heard that in the campaign trail and the debates. That was nothing that ever came out from what I can remember.
No. Same here.
See, but we're digging deep for you.
Yes, we are.
That's what we got. Okay, so then a lot of this, I don't know, I read it. There's like a lot of like $100 million for this, $100 million. I'm like, okay, cool. That's like $400 million. Where is that coming from? So the plan is to increase the vacant home tax by 2% to 3% in total. And they estimate that's going to generate $354 million over 3 years. I just don't see that happening.
So yeah, and I know that the first year that it went around, it was actually really underwhelming.
Yeah.
The vacant home tax it didn't bring in nearly as much as they thought it would.
No.
And it's true that there's so to bring there was I'll do like a quick like summary of the three. So basically, Olivia Chow has promised to build 25,000 rent controlled houses in the next 8 years,
Which she might not even be mayor for.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, so that's her promise to Toronto.
Yeah.
Which is all well and good, and everybody's been asking, where's the money going to come from? Mm-hmm. One of the things that was mentioned was that she was going to triple the vacant home tax.
Yeah,
that was the first thing. The second thing was transferring, the
luxury tax.
Luxury tax. Yeah. So land transfer tax for houses that are above 3 million are now going to be taxed at 1% higher per tier.
Yeah, we'll get into that next.
Yeah, so we'll get more detailed. And then the third one was that she was going to raise property taxes. Yeah. She has not given a number to how much she's going to raise it. She's 100% not given any indication of how great or little it's going to be.
Yeah, and look, I'm actually okay with property taxes increasing, provided we get better service.
Right.
This seems to only be catering to one type of person in the city, and there's a lot of different people in the city.
Yeah.
So on the backs of homeowners, we're going to be paying more solely to help renters.
Right.
I'm not fully on board with that.
Right.
I'm okay if you split the pie and put a certain percent to renters, but let's fix the roads. Let's improve traffic. Right. Let's have better infrastructure. Let's improve the safety of the city. Like there's so many other parts of it.
Yeah.
That to be doing all this solely for that, I don't know. She hasn't sold me on that.
The hot topic button right now for her is dealing with renters, and that's where she's like hyper focused on.
Yeah, which I don't think is the key to having a better city is solely helping renters. It's important. It's very important.
Yeah,
but it's not everything.
Yeah,
and I feel like a lot of her campaign promise is just geared towards that. And I will say, shout out Brad Bradford. He was also a mayoral candidate. He came, I think, 6th or 7th. But he was the only one barking back saying, her plan could be about a 20% property tax hike.
Right.
We'll see if that happens. I don't think it'll be that high.
Yeah.
But within 4 years, we're going to see
where it lands.
Yeah. You want to know a fun fact? There is a loophole in the amount that a landlord can increase their rent, provided their expenses go over an extraordinary amount. Now, John Tory increased the property tax this year by 5%. That was deemed an extraordinary amount. So technically, if she does do this and increases the property tax, all landlords can use that to then increase above the provincial guidelines.
That's right.
Back to square one.
Yeah.
Right. And this is where it's just like, you're saying stuff, but is it actually going to help her work?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. So Joey touched on this. Part of her plan to fund this building of homes is through the luxury home tax. And basically, for those of you privileged enough to buy between 3 and 4 million, you're going to go up to 3.5%. Currently, any amount of home you buy in the city, it's 2.5%.
Yeah.
And for every million over that, it goes up another percent. So if you could buy something $20+ million, Bridle Path, something on that level, you're paying 7.5% of a tax back. They think that's going to raise an additional $29 million.
That's right.
That's a lot of money.
I know. And these luxury homes only take up about 2% of total home sales.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's just, I don't think that's, so the reason why I'm kind of beating around the bush is I don't think all of these pie in the sky ideas are going to generate the money they're looking for.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's guaranteed to is increase the property tax.
Right.
And that's where I think the direction we're going to be going to.
And I think I agree with you 100%. I think it's going to be, that's why there's no number that's been given to this whole thing. It's going to be, where do these things land? And then now we'll decide how much we need to cover with the others.
Yeah. And so the one thing, the gaping hole that I found with her campaign promise is that the summary sheet is that there was nothing dedicated to traffic.
Right.
And as we've said multiple times, I believe traffic is the key to a flowing, vibrant city. And that doesn't mean put more cars on the road, have a flowing way where people can get through the city. Yeah. Because all these initiatives are great, but if you're spending 3 hours to get across the city to get there, how motivated are you going to be to do that? Or if you fear for your life to get on the TTC.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's literally nothing in there about traffic.
Yeah, it's true.
How do you skip that? And she's a big bike cyclist, and I don't know if I shared this, but I was there when she was getting sworn in at City Hall.
Yeah, off air.
Yeah. And she came down with I don't know, 300 cyclists.
Yeah.
I'm a cyclist. I love it. I love cycling. But like, there's not even anything in her campaign promise that addresses bike lanes or how we're going to get around it or fixing it or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a little
odd. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She hyper-focused on the renters and kind of brushed aside all the other issues that are happening.
Which makes me feel like we're probably going to get another 3 years of not much happening.
Right.
And a lot of it was like geared to almost like a big FU to Doug Ford.
Right.
And so it's like, that's fine if that's your stance, but I really don't want another 3 years of a pissing match between municipal and federal.
Agreed.
Or provincial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It's just like, this is a city and so many lives are affected.
Yeah.
Let's really focus on more than just the rental side of it. And like, even if you fix that, all that's going to equate to is more people in the city. So by definition, you really have to work on the infrastructure, the traffic, the hospitals, the schools.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong, but it does not look very promising from what I'm seeing in terms of seeing a major change in the city with a new, NDP focused mayor.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't envy anybody being put in this position to problem solve these situations.
I agree.
I think it's like it's going to be a real tough ride for anybody.
Yeah,
trying to figure things out.
Yeah, John Tory did not leave. I feel like no mayor has left anyone in a good position. But like, what I would love to see is really somebody who puts their foot down. And if you have to charge more property tax, fine, but make some big changes in the city.
Yeah,
let's make other countries or other cities, use us as the example instead of us saying we want to be like Copenhagen, New York, Chicago, all this other. No, let Toronto be the beacon light for others to follow. Right?
I like that. Yeah,
because we never are. It's like little New York. I hate that so much.
I know, it's true.
Or our waterfront should look like Chicago. No, it shouldn't. It should look like Toronto's. Like, let's be creative in our own right. And I didn't feel like any of them. Maybe Bylaw a little bit had some of the like ideas to somewhat push it forward, but like really, if there's someone out there with a great idea for mayor, run.
Yeah.
And maybe the media should focus on some of the other people and not just the 6 that they focused on.
They do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like give a bigger audience, but what do we know?
Yeah.
Anyhow. I mean, that's the big part of my takeaway from Olivia's campaign. Is there anything else you saw or want to add?
No, I think we hit kind of the main things. Those, I think we kind of hit the main things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's end it on this. If you were mayor for a day, or if you were mayor and there's one thing in the city you could change, what would it be?
Free pizza for everybody.
Oh, sign me up to the Joey 2027 campaign. I am in.
First change of the city.
So who pays for this pizza? Is this my property tax?
Hold on a second. I'm not going to give that answer yet.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm a voter, so I will vote for you anyways. I don't need answers. I just need buzz.
It's all about headlines, baby.
And toppings? Are we talking just pepperoni or?
Listen, we're going to start pepperoni.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll see where we land in terms of price points. And if we do need to raise the property tax a little bit more.
So can we get mushrooms as a second topping?
We're going to talk about that.
We'll talk about that. just vote for me.
We'll figure it out.
Just trust me on this one. I think the one thing I would do is, I don't know, something bike related. I think a dedicated bike loop around the city would be pretty cool.
That would be.
Like a bike walking loop.
Yeah.
I'm sure the cost would be extraordinary and like not feasible at all. But it would be something that's useful that you don't have to have. Like a golf course, they say, is like for a privileged person. You have to have a certain amount to play golf.
Yeah.
But like you can use it to walk. You could use it to ride your bike. You could take the kids. Like a nice loop around the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're talking like using main streets. You're talking about adding to what already exists.
No budget. I'm building some cool raised elevated platform.
There you go.
Yeah. Or like building something out over the lake, like a loop over the lake. Yeah.
That'd be all right. No budget. Yeah.
I don't know.
Why not take a lake run?
Yeah. Right.
That's pretty wicked.
Utilize it.
Yeah.
It's there. It doesn't affect traffic. It's like out of the city. It's very safe. You don't have to worry about cars.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm onto something.
I like it.
Maybe I need a slice of pizza.
I think me and you could do wonders together.
Partner. Let's leave it at that. And how about we talk about traffic on the next podcast?
Okay.
Because I got a lot to say.
Yeah, I know you're winding up today.
I got a lot to say about traffic. And I have some possible solutions.
Okay.
Which have not been tried or tested against any academias.
Yeah.
just my thoughts sitting in traffic of how we could fix this.
I like it. Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah. I'm on board. I got one in the tank that I think I can
drop it.
Yeah. No.
A traffic
I'm gonna wait for a traffic
or
for the traffic podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to hint to the people?
No.
No.
This is a special one.
Episode, what are we on? 17?
No, we're 6.
No, next one will be 17.
Next one will be 17.
Lucky
episode 17.
Yeah. Jeez, we're almost at 20.
We are.
What do we do at 20?
I don't know. We need
Pizza
top
party.
hats.
Oh, we'll have top hats. Come on.
Of course, yeah.
They're always just out of the camera. Just out of the camera scene. Well, it's got top hats. All right, Joey.
All right.
Now you know a little bit more Olivia Chow and see what she has to offer. And we'll follow up in 3.5 years.
That's it.
All right.
Ciao. Thanks for listening to the Toronto Livings Real Estate Podcast. You could find more information on how we work over at torontolivings.com. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter to get price reports from over 150 different neighborhoods in the city each and every month.
If you got any value, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And if you made it this far, thanks for listening.